We're back with just a tad bit early. We're about 2 minutes earlier from our normal start time, which is okay. Not a big deal. We can go and get some of the stuff done that we need to be doing. Guys, we are going to be putting up some extra information. I got some betting, some polls, and stuff we need to get through. Our first one is, and we always do this as our drinking one. Boom. First one. What is Gonzo drinking? Does his beer have coffee or chocolate in it this time of go around? You may vote whenever you are ready.
Well, that's a tough one.
I know. Also, guys, we did get one giveaway going through, so we will be giving away. We met our follower goal for the month, so I will be giving away an Extreme Destroyer today to some lucky winner.
Twitch follower goal?
Yes. I don't know why Stream Elements is in there. I kicked off Stream Elements. Stream Elements should not be in our console. Give me a second. All right, I think I got rid of that Stream Elements. Should not be in there. Guys, go ahead and do the... I'm going to restart the betting again. Actually, it's still live. You can still get it. Just scroll right up where it says the betting and what it is. Is Gonzo drinking a beer with coffee or chocolate in it today? If you want to do coffee, it's 0. If it is chocolate, it is 1. We will do that shortly and get that out of the way.
Okay.
Before we start with everything else. And since I got rid of Stream Elements, we shouldn't be seeing that anymore. So we'll go and get that.
Haha,
Why is it still in there? Why the hell is that thing still in there?
Huh.
Let's murder it.
That's it. It's broken.
It's not even a mod.
Tell me where it lives. I will find it. I will make it regret ever being programmed.
Stream Elements. John is coming for you.
God damn it, Stream Elements.
Give me a second. I'm going to get rid of Stream Elements in here as quick as I can, guys. Before we do that, let's go ahead and...
Do you want me to ban Stream Elements?
I already tried. It's still in there. For some reason, it's still showing part of it.
I don't think it would actually work.
You cannot kill it.
Oh, it's actually the AS. It's artificial stupidity.
All right, we'll try to get rid of it. Let me log it out.
Yeah, logged in. Bastard out.
Yeah. Hopefully that did it. Nope, still not going to do it.
Skynet. Yeah. That's what Congo says. So it must be true.
Oh, why the hell is it being a bitch? Stream Elements, don't be beach. Jeez, sorry. Click back to Facebook. I have this one friend on Facebook who cannot smile for a picture.
There you go. I just banned it. Fuck him.
Ever.
Okay, so of course, the thing is you can bet whether Gonzo is drinking a chocolate or a coffee beer today. And before we go and do that, let's go and get our everything. What episode are we on, Kathy?
44. If we're 43 was last week,
See?
which I wasn't at, so you know.
I checked earlier. It is definitely 44.
So, all right. So, Kathy, what are you drinking since you were gone?
I'm drinking rum and coke. You will all be shocked to know. And I just finished my coffee, and soon I will have some chai tea brought to me.
Oh, snap.
John, what are you having to drink today?
I have a mixture of Fireball, Cannon Blast, and Dr. Pepper.
You and your Fireball.
It's actually really good. I was surprised. I was just randomly putting stuff together yesterday.
Wait, what is Cannon Blast?
It's rum. It's like a very fruity rum that very drinkable by itself, but I figured I'd mix it.
All right, last one to bet.
Oh my God, Xander! I saw the Trogdor board game.
Gonzo.
Burninating the countryside.
Betting to stop. No one can longer bet.
Burninating the countryside. Burninating
You know what's so weird
the
about that whole thing?
peasants.
Is they took so long to do it because really you haven't heard anything from them in forever.
They're here or there. They put up stuff. Actually, for a while, he was doing Twitter. He was doing skills of an artist.
I haven't even looked for him on Twitter. I'm gonna have to go find him on Twitter.
Yeah, follow him there. You see him occasionally. He's been in like a song here or there too. People local, I'm sure. But I find it funny that my friends still get some of those references, which is awesome.
Yeah. And so the winner of the bet, Gonzo is drinking a beer with coffee in it. Imperial Grind Coffee Stout. So if you didn't get it, you did lose the winner. Looks like I only had one person pick a winner. Coffee is the winner.
Beer. That's 2 strikes.
So Seattle.
I don't like coffee or beer.
That's good.
Well, you can have it all, Gonzo. I'll buy some for you.
So with that, everybody, glad y'all came to join us. Everything's good and happy.
Yeah.
Cheers.
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 That is nice.
Guys, I'm going to open up a poll. We really want to hear you back. We want to really hear your information on this before we do anything, because we do this because of y'all. So I'm going to open up this poll. Please vote on it as many times. I have allowed multi-voting so everybody can do it. So give us whatever you can on that. And then on top of that, we're going to open up the giveaway. The giveaways will be part of using your dice heads. So you will probably want to do this as much as possible. You can get multiple tickets, more than one ticket. Tickets are going to be 100 apiece. We'll do it at the end of the thing. So even if you don't, even if you aren't in the chat, you still get a chance to get it. So the giveaway is open. Cost 100. Maximum entries like 100,000 or 1,000,000 or something like that. I don't know. I just put a whole bunch of zeros to get it in there, so I didn't have to worry about it. Let me move this mouse over here so I don't move over so much.
And then remember that every month, Twitch, you renew your subscription through Twitch manually. They don't auto do it, so remember that. So you can subscribe if you're a subscriber or wish to subscribe.
Because if we get 20 subscribers, we will do another giveaway. If we also receive $75 in donations, we will also give something away then. When this month is over, we will reset goals and give us new ones. So, guys, make sure you vote on the poll and make sure you vote on or use your things for the raffle. So if you're new, you can still get it by the end of the day. And you can give more than one. Other than that, let's go and go to the paint cam.
Paint cam!
Get this going.
I always feel like there should be that Wayne's World music, you know.
Wayne's World.
Paint cam, party time, excellent!
I'll keep an eye on the
That's
giveaway.
what I got.
Bye.
So everybody can do it. All right. So let's go ahead and let's see. Let's see what I painted on first. Since I did do the 24-hour streams, which actually, guys, was a shit ton of fun. I had a blast doing it. Painting on camera, fine, I've done that. Playing a video game on the stream kind of wasn't. It was okay, but I was playing an easy game, which was Darkest Dungeon. Easy to stream, I guess you could say. Didn't get a lot of people watching that, which is okay. We're not a video game streamer. A lot of people liked me reading the book, which was very interesting.
It was very
Um,
interesting, actually.
the book was really, is really good. I read it. I was remembering some of the stuff as I was reading it. I was like, I don't remember that happening, and like one of the things that like one of the characters said just kind of caught me off guard about what they was calling this girl's boobs, because there was this girl and she got mad at another girl.
Oh God, that was when I was on. I remember that.
Yes,
What the hell was it?
and
I
I
don't
can't
really
remember
remember
what it
that
was, but
much.
it was funny as hell, and it was just like,
It's before that.
yeah,
I'm looking. I can see where you got the pages. It's
yeah. I'm trying to look at it because I mean it was just hilarious the way they were
it.
some of the stuff that
It
they were
did
saying.
seem a little YA, but it seemed YA that an adult wouldn't have any problem reading, unlike
Correct,
Yeah.
some.
but it was actually
It was
pretty good.
definitely in July because it was July 4th when they were having the
Yeah,
parade. After when she rides by after the first time.
yeah. It was hilarious. I can't remember what it was. I'll have to look it up again. But I mean, everybody really liked it. Yeah, it was like a
Oh,
freckle-faced high school airhead with big tits, and then she named her boob something to get her all mad and stuff. But it was hilarious.
Hmm.
But I mean, the book. I mean, I don't remember part of it because, like I said, I read this when I was like 16. But it was actually a lot of fun, and I enjoyed it.
I may have that book floating around my library somewhere. I
I'm gonna
seem to
finish reading it.
recall. Yeah.
So I finished painting. I finished the purple sun. Turned out really good. Um, I actually took purple and put it all on the gravel, so it kind of has a purple tint to it too.
oh, cool.
It's real light, so it's not like a huge thing. I did finish the wall. Turned out
No.
really, really cool.
And apparently, I learned mechanically since I hadn't read it, the endless spells are part of the way to try and negate the double turn.
Correct.
But more
Um,
on that if I rant again.
the wall came out pretty good.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh,
it's cool. I think it might need a
this
little more contrast. That'd be the only thing I would think.
Well, the thing is this white is washed out on the screen. There's
Well,
actually a lot of ice blue in between
well,
everything.
send me a picture.
I will. I'm gonna take pictures and post them on the Facebook group. Then I tried my hand on a lot of wet blending and stuff, and it's gonna kind of wash out because of the camera, but the flaming skulls and stuff. I did some kind of weird thing on it. Figured it would be something to try. Um,
Oh shit, yeah.
and I'll take pictures of this and put it on there because it kind of, like I said, it washes out on the camera really big. Because there's actually a lot of yellow right through here, just barely any white through here. But it came out pretty decent.
Hmm.
Didn't use my airbrush, so I was kind of happy with myself. And then a lot of people like the grave tide. This thing turned out to be really, really cool. Um, so I mean, it came out pretty neat.
Think about it again on those flaming skulls. The only thing I noticed was there's an ending point in the sort of towards the bottom that's still yellow. It's kind of off-putting
Yes.
because the rest endings go to red. So just
Yeah. Well, there's a yellow, there's a darker yellow, a white, a light yellow, yellow, orange, orange.
so
Then
basically the um where it indents a lot towards the bottom.
yes.
It feel like that should be a quicker gradient and it should still end in the orange to red and tiny bit of black at the end because it's the end trailing into the flames. It's a little off when I look at it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like I said, it did get like because I used two different types of reds and then the black at the end. Like right here, it kind of doesn't fade really well, but I guess it's not perfect.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's really easy to glaze a little bit of orange onto the yellow
Yep.
and then glaze a little bit of yellow onto the orange because those are both usually pretty translucent colors.
Yeah. Yeah. There was that one was only the test one I did it. My first try. Painted those up. I started working on my branch wraith near the end when James was on, and he was doing much better, and people were liking his work more. So I'm like, oh, well, let him be the main screen.
What?
And And it was me just trying to stay awake for the. And actually, I didn't get sleepy hardly any until about the last 45 minutes. I think it's because my body knew, and of course my mind knew it's almost over.
Yeah.
Other than that, I didn't stay up much late after that. Crashed right to bed. Went to sleep for about 6 hours. Got up, drove to the game store, played at the game store till about 7:30 at night, and boy, that was rough.
It's always kind of rough.
But I mean, I liked it. I had a blast doing it. It was a lot of fun. Of course, it was always for charity, so it wasn't that big of a deal. So I loved every minute of it. It was actually a lot of fun. Met some new people. Of course, we made our follower goal.
Yep.
We have more stuff coming for people that are going to be subscribers to our channel. Coming up, we got new emotes. Also, if you are a subscriber and on Patreon, let me know. Because I know not everybody's name goes back and forth on either one of them. That way I can put it as a subscriber on our Twitch feed. Because that's one of the options I can do is I can go other subscriber and outside subscriber and give them those benefits also.
Mm-hmm.
But I had a friend of mine that bought 3 boxes of the Crucible Guard. And, he had some extra models.
Oh, the 3 of the okay, I gotcha. 3 of the army box, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I bought one
Sold
of
Games Workshop stuff. Back when I worked at Games Workshop and we worked up the front, when new army would come out, we would buy 3 of the army boxes.
Oh yeah.
And just be like, what do you do with the extra model? Meh.
Nah.
We'll figure it out.
So I bought one of his little Crucible Guard Silvestro. Oh yeah, my friend was all in on Crucible Guard. And so I figured I'd paint it up on stream while we're talking about stuff and give it away when I'm done with it.
So what? I'm trying to see what
he's really hard to see.
On this guy. Well, sure, he's all black yet. Maybe I should wait until you've dry brushed a little something on.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a lot of dry brushing metal on him, real quick. But I need to add some black in a couple of spots because
he's got a bouquet of roses. Can't you tell?
Bouquet of roses. Yeah,
oh, that's
here you go.
Yeah, no, that's not a bouquet of roses.
Let me bludgeon you with my bouquet of roses.
Hey, roses have thorns. Poke, 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 poke.
So,
Uh-huh.
But it was a blast. We had a lot of people come in, good donations. We had some people give us a bunch of cheers, so that was good. Had some people give us some tips, which I just converted those tips over and gave it into the donation.
Awesome.
So there was no need for giving us tips that day.
Here's a tip: take a nap.
Yeah. We gotta thank everybody for giving, giving us money, because I mean, it was for a donation. It wasn't for us to make new equipment or anything like that. It was to help Arkansas Children's Hospital. Which
if we want to in the future, we can do that at a little more notice. I can take a day off and we can tag team that.
Oh yeah. People were like, Gonzo, you're gonna be staying up for 24 hours? I'm like, yeah, that's not a problem. 24 hours is not a problem.
Yeah,
I can do that, no problem.
39, I think, was the most I ever tried.
Yeah.
After that, I was just like, I should really sleep.
What else? I had the guys on that were from my RPG, which was really good. They really, people really thought that was interesting. I know Banyan was, whining and complaining about, how I left the last episode. And, well, he's just going to have to, learn to deal with it because that's just how it happened. But they talked about, how they actually got really emotionally invested in the game, which I thought was great because that's what I want people to do whenever I play a game with them. I want them to get emotionally invested. And if you go back and watch some of the videos, you can see Tim Banky, his facial expressions when something bad happens. He just you can see it's just crushing him emotionally. He's like, "Fuck you, Gonzo," and I'm like, "Yep."
I hate you so much right now.
Yeah. But I mean, it flows with they says it really feels like a Star Wars game. And, it feels like a Star Wars movie. I'm like, good. But
that's the toughest part. I've tried that in the past, and that was the toughest part, getting the proper feel.
Yeah. But I think the system really allows to get a good feel for it too.
Oh, it's the best system. I really want Fantasy Flight to take that system and port it into anything else because I love being able to fail in a good way and succeed in a bad way, and that the whole system just makes that possible without feeling like the GM's being a dick or too nice.
I did notice because I went to another tournament before our last week, and I saw that there was a Fantasy Flight RPG called the Genesis, and I think it uses that type of system. I'm not 100% sure. Didn't get a chance to look at it. It just now reminded me to look into that. But Fantasy Flight's got a role playing because you have to have special dice, and it's called Genesis.
Oh,
You have to have special dice.
GENESYS.
Correct. A little bit different spelling, but yes.
It does. It does have the exact same dice.
And I'm wondering how the system is. I almost picked it up. I've got a bunch of store credit with the store that I was at, and I may just have them send it to me.
Okay. So this is exactly what it is. Basically, so it is not it is released in the fourth quarter of 2017. It says so. You should have that. It is basically GURPS. It's generic role playing system.
Yeah.
It talks about how you use it for whatever genre you actually want.
Oh, that's cool.
So I will be buying the bejesus out of that, though. Unfortunately, there is one genre I love dearly that you cannot just port into any game. Unshockingly, that's superhero. That is the one I like. It's the hardest one. It's why used to always check out every superhero game, and I have a lot of shit ones. Let me tell you.
Other than that, let's see what else. Oh, we have some announcements besides doing the poll and the giveaway, guys. We are coming up on our 1-year anniversary in August. Of all things, we are coming up on a 1 year. And we're actually pretty excited because we're going to be doing some stuff. So that's the reason why we're asking some information from y'all.
We'd just like to get feedback on what kind of content people would like to see us cover.
Exactly. Yeah. Especially you patrons out there. I mean, everyone, but especially patrons or people who were considering being patrons. Tell us what you would like. What kind of things would push it over the edge? Where you're like, oh, I feel like that's worth it now.
Yeah, because we want to do stuff that y'all want to see. Because if not, it's just us being nerds babbling about stuff.
Yeah, I can ramble on a podcast by myself all the time. But, I mean, if no one's listening, I should be talking to myself.
Yeah,
makes me seem insane. Yeah.
So do that and let us know. Also, we are on the last part of our thing with Broken Egg Games. They will have something for me this week, most likely.
Oh, cool!
And
Egg Games, the measuring stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, it should be on my last test and look at everything, and should be good to go. And we are very excited to bring this out for y'all.
Crimson just said, you know what might be nice, a new version of Brushhead Gallery. Those were some of my favorite Painting with Me Not John shows. So
yeah,
I was not around, and I have no idea what that is.
Oh, you know what? This is a good time. All right, everyone. Send us your pictures of models, and we'll get them together for a Dice Head Gallery on our anniversary episode, which will probably be early in September.
That would be awesome.
To get it together. Gives you guys some times to get these in. You need to send them to morethandiceapodcast@gmail.com. Is that where you want it, Gonzo?
Yeah, if you can send them all to our email address, that'll be fine. And I'll start getting those files together. I'll make a post up on Facebook and, of course, Twitter and all of our social medias for everybody to send that. Pretty much what it is, Kathy, is everybody sends all their models they've been working on, and we give critique. Of course, not, you suck. But more like, hey, if you tried using this,
utter rubbish. You need to start again. Just reprime it.
Yes, Solzar, we do need an easier email address, but that's the one we've got right now.
Yeah, that's what we had to get because of certain things that happened.
Yeah, that's true.
For some reason, some of our stuff got stolen even before we even tried to.
Yeah, we announced it, and apparently there was like more than dice and stuff like that.
I hear a compressor, and I know
it's
not.
sorry. I'll turn my mic off for a minute as I'm trying to draw.
You need the dots in there, right, right, Gonzo, or do you have to have the dots for the email address?
You can probably try it with both, but do it with the dots anyway.
Yeah, so it's more.then.dice.a.podcast@gmail.com. And yes, it's a pain in the ass, but
Yes. Yes.
you only got to type it once and it'll auto remember. Add us to your favorites. Come on. But definitely a Dice Head Gallery. It's a good idea. That was a cool thing. I don't know if we'll do it quarterly. Quarterly is rough, but we'll see what we can do.
We could do that. We could probably do that quarterly.
Quarterly, bi-yearly, whatever we get to, you know. Definitely at least one for our birthday episode, because...
I mean, I can talk about miniatures.
I mean, are you qualified? Talk about paint jobs? I mean... Sorry. All right, well, Gonzo muted his mic, so we're going to have to talk, Kathy.
Speaking of miniatures, I did just post pictures of my finished Monktopus and my finished post-apocalyptic clown guy up on the More Than Dice Facebook page if you care to see what those turned out like. And thanks for the people who joined me on the Twitch stream on Monday mornings and Thursday mornings, because I know that's a weird time and most people are at work. And so am I, oddly enough. But it was a lot of fun painting those, and I've got all these other post-apocalyptic things sitting right next to me, waiting to be painted tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Central.
Sweet.
So I'll be continuing working on those on the morning Twitch stream.
Cool.
Guys, also, if you are a patron subscriber or want to be one, and you think of a reward that you would like to see on there, let us know. We don't have a problem with that. We're trying to figure out something that would be beneficial for y'all to have, that you want, without going, crazy with it. Like, I did a bunch of research one day, and Kathy does her paint along once a month, and we only charge $5 a month. And I noticed that a lot of other miniature painting people, they charge like $25 for like a 30-minute session with the painter, and I'm like, that's crazy. To me, that's crazy. Not that I don't think Kathy's worth it. I think that it is. That's not what we want. We're not here to make. It's not our living.
No, it's not.
This is not for us to stop our day job and start doing this full time.
This is a fun hobby.
Yes, but we want to make sure that
we're paying for the expenses.
Yeah, we don't want it to cost us money, but we don't need to make a lot of money off this. We just want to keep ourselves going and keep giving you guys good stuff, because you guys enjoying this makes us enjoy it even more.
Yeah.
Honestly, when I started podcasting with you guys, I mean, I don't care if we make money. I just don't want to lose money. I just want to have fun with you guys. Yeah. It's a great time.
So, I mean, if you think that you want a different reward or something up, let us know. We don't have a problem with that. We would rather have y'all tell us, hey, I don't think, Kathy should be, charging $5 for a painting session. She should charge 10. Or, hey, I don't care. I just want to donate money to you to keep you going. Let us know. We don't have a problem with that. We're not going to get all upset about it.
And for people who aren't patrons and aren't subscribing, I've got twice a week. I have a 2-hour painting session that you can join. That's on live streaming on our Twitch channel. So,
and that's free.
Yeah,
all the time free.
That's for all comers.
Yeah, well, I mean, we don't do this to make money. Trust us.
Oh, that guy. Okay. All right. So we're talking about things and stuff. So funny thing about this topic is they asked me what I should do, and I was at lunch with Banyan, or dinner with Banyan and not Brushhead Dave, and they're like, things and stuff. But I'm like, all right, I'm talking that.
And I said, I like this idea. I can talk about things and stuff.
So you're going to need to get a hodgepodge of things and stuff from us.
Yeah.
I was talking to Gonzo. We are going to review Kill Team. It might just be me and maybe one of my locals, or maybe me and Gonzo, depending on how things go. because that's a game that's getting some buzz and looks interesting. I am reasonably excited for it.
I'm interested enough.
I mean, heck, I saw them open at the local Warhammer store. It's still weird to call them Warhammer store, not Games Workshop stores, but, call me old grognard.
It's weird. Well, it's weird for me not to have the bunker.
Yeah, I know.
Just the, yeah.
Well, the funny thing is, the manager of the local store quit because he has a new kid and it was too far. He just couldn't spend time with your child. So two of my old buddies are running it, tag team style.
Oh, nice.
So I went in there and saw it. The models are cool. It is a little weirder. It's that colored plastic like Shadespire.
Oh, it's weird to get used to, but it's not terrible. I mean,
no, it's not terrible. And then the terrain plastic is a little bit different than normal plastic, but it's still plastic gluable, so that's cool.
So what all do you get?
Based on my thing, you get a unit of Skitari. You also get a unit of Genestealer Occultists. You get some dice. They're actually reasonably good quality. I've actually been impressed. They've gone from the standard, rounded cube to a little more interesting squared 6-sideds. You get two 10-sideds, which I thought was odd because you need 10-sideds apparently. Then you get terrain. A bunch of terrain is cool, and then some cards that are, I think, scenarios and information on your troops, including some that you can write your kill team's stats and stuff on. And then you also get the full rules manual, the full hardcover rules manual. And that's just what I saw. He was breaking it out, just getting it ready for demos and such. It looks pretty good. It's not a bad price. Remember correctly, it's like $140, $160, something like that. And when you get a hardcover in there, they've done a good job on making those really worth it. It's $130 actually. I was even wrong. On the GW website here.
It's just seeing somebody else comment somewhere about Kill Team as being a surprisingly good deal for what you got.
Yeah, I mean, because you look at two squads that are like $30 each. It's $60. Hardcover rule book. Also, basically, so the way they're going to run this is every army is going to get a Kill Team box. Coming out with the basic release is Kill Team Fangs of Ulfric and Kill Team Krogskull's Boys. Each one is, a kill team of looks like 5 or 6 guys, a book about them, some cards and such, and then a small bit of terrain. And that's about $60. It's just not bad. So if you count the fact you get 2 of those in the box set, plus the $40 rules manual and other cards, I mean, it's a pretty good deal. And looking forward to that a little bit. So hoping it ends up being good. If not, then hey, it'll sit on the shelf and gather dust like any other book.
Well, I know that our local, quite a few of our locals have looked into it, and I'll just, I'll play along with it and see if it's worth it or not. Picking it up, probably not, because I just need to watch my money.
Oh, no, that's fair. I luckily have a little more disposable right now. I will have to pick it up. So I'll schedule some time with one of the locals, and maybe a couple of the locals. We'll do a review of it at some point. I got the recorder for a reason. Sounds good. And then so it's looking good. One of the other locals, Chris Andow, he's old. I don't know if he listens to us. He used to listen to me, John and all, but he's willing to. He wants to play that other game, Age of Sigmar. And I've gotten the locals to agree to house rule no double turns, so I'm looking potentially at grabbing some of that, since double turns is the only thing I have a problem with, and we will see.
Congo, here's my review. Buy it.
Yeah, that's. I mean, there's a lot of people who are showing some interest in it because it is that level of game people want to play. It is true skirmish. Not like fake skirmish. That sounds terrible. Not more than skirmish. Skirmish plus a bunch of more models like War Machines become. Because War Machine, you need a fair amount of models. There's no two ways about it. I mean, it's beyond skirmish at this point. The true skirmish game.
It's a battle, but it's not the war.
Exactly. That's exactly great way of war game, battle game, skirmish game. Kathy, you win.
You win.
No. I said I might buy into Age of Sigmar. There's a might.
Might.
Good try, Congo. But no,
Might.
so it's true skirmish. People like skirmish.
Yes, because it's well. The thing is, a skirmish is quick, easy. You don't have to invest a shit ton of money in it.
Mm-hmm.
And so if you don't play it, you're just like, okay, well, I only wasted $30.
And if you like it, there's your gateway game into the larger battle games and war games.
And they have campaign rules, and I will, even if I don't like it, and this sounds absolutely horrible, even if I don't like it and not really going to play it, I'm going to run a campaign for the guys when the Age of Sigmar Slow Grow is done. I refuse to compete with the Age of Sigmar Slow Grow because it's not fair to them.
Correct.
In any way, shape, or form. So if that's done, then I will at least run a campaign for my locals because I have a lot of experience in that. I don't feel like an old. I feel like it's going to feel like an old Necromunda campaign.
I kind of agree with you there too.
Because for some reason, and this was actually a topic I was going to heckle on minis and movies, but for some reason Necromunda didn't take off. I can't explain it. Everyone wanted it, and no one in the store is playing it. No one in the store is talking about it.
I know. Huh. I thought that was interesting too, because we all thought it was going to be, a really good game, and it was going to come along, and nope, nothing.
So I think part of the problem is that they started with a very, what seems like a popular gang, but very niche, and a podcast, and one of the groups that is super duper niche. The Goliaths have never been popular. And the Eschers seem more popular than they are because people who love them really love them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's taken forever. I mean, they have 4 gangs out.
So many people have been waiting for their favorite gang. Plus, they started out with that box set, which is a kind of a lame board game version of it.
You have to buy more to get the full game.
Additional rules, and then oh my god, you have to make terrain and stuff to make it the real game more interesting.
And it doesn't have enough terrain in the box. The old game was expensive, but it had enough terrain in the box. You could play out of that box, and it was a good time.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
I loved seeing the giant tower that was made out of like pink foam and foam core and stuff. And it was all these different levels of broken down building.
I just like the cardboard bits with the plastic frames. It was a great way of making stuff. I mean, it was great. I mean, it seems kind of low rent, if you will, but it's easy to tear down, easy to put together. A little bit of painting goes a long way on those plastic frames. That stuff was good.
See, I agree, Congo. It suffered from including the board game version. I thought that was the dumbed down board game version. It should have just been tabletop skirmish, like it should have been.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you on that one. I'm doing an armor wash on this, by the way, while we're talking.
So it seemed also, like I said, 4 gangs out, and that game's been out since November. And I understand GW still has a fairly aggressive schedule, but some things you just got to go all in on.
Yeah.
And I think maybe they just bit off more than they can chew. This was not a good time for it, knowing an Age of Sigmar release was coming out, because that pushes everything back. I mean,
I have to say, I did enjoy painting the Goliaths. I painted the set. I assembled them just, like they are in the directions, because I didn't have any rules in front of me, so I couldn't say, oh, maybe this guy would be better with this weapon, or, build a real gang. So I just did them all like the ones that came in the directions. They were a lot of fun to paint.
Mm-hmm. And I want to
easy to assemble overall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I want to point out what Maximum DT just posted in there is that there's a bunch of Dust tenement buildings that were put up by FFG back when they had the Dust license. Those are great for terrain. That actually see the main terrain at Drop Zone Games. They're very, very flexible. You can make a lot of different size buildings out of them. It's super cool. And Congo says that it's getting the Blood Bowl treatment, so accrue every couple months, which is fine, but it's hurting because people are waiting for their thing. I know a bunch of people are like, I'm just waiting for the Spires to come out. And I'm like, well, good luck. You got at least 2 more regular gangs before that shit happens.
Yeah, Spires were crazy to begin with.
Yeah, but that's
waiting
to play.
for Redemptionists.
That's even. I mean, that's the same thing. That was a secondary gang. The one I played the most of.
Yeah,
So
Spires guy. Of course you are.
I actually went with. I played the Lax a lot, but I actually used Catachin models, the plastics that just come out. So we did this whole campaign in our. It was for GW. One of the managers was running it, and I had I had 10 catechins, and then the pilot wrapped in bandages from Schaefer's Last Chancers, and a medic, I think the Tanith medic or whatever. And the whole idea was a dropship crash, and these are survivors, and that was my entire gang. I didn't hire any more guys. And it's just a cool, fun thing. Campaigns for that are super fun. My guys got very characterful. I'd upgrade. Guy lost an eye. Oh, hey, here's a cool Catachin guy missing an eye. I'll grab that model and change his weapons out. It was eventually I got settlements.
The eye of your current model.
What's that?
And just gouge out the eye of your current model.
No, I kept him, put him aside, and I grabbed there's one that had an eye patch. I'm like, I'll get that guy and change his weapons.
I could see those old school Dark Eldar for Escher.
Yeah.
And
Escher was tough. You had to really convert a lot of their models out. There was a buddy of mine, John Thompson, who had actually taken Eschers and just cut all their weapons off and taken weapons and just drilled holes in their hands, drilled and put pins in all the weapons so he could just change weapons out whenever he needed to.
Absolutely.
A lot of work, but super cool. And kind of sort of the problem is that Necromunda and Mordheim were the ultimate what you see is what you get games. And it's really hard to do that nowadays.
Yeah.
There's no bits. You're going to have to go online. And yeah, Shapeways, holy crap. Dig around Shapeways. You will find what you're looking for. It just might take some time. But you have to. It's like, because my local crew barely puts their models together sometimes.
I really wanted the Carnival of Chaos.
Oh, Chroma Chaos from Mordheim, those are cool.
Yeah. But they had just started discontinuing everything. By the time I decided I wanted to join up and...
Oh, Specialist Games, we miss you. There's a lot of good stuff. Had their best rule set ever, which was it
Battlefield Gothic?
No, actually, that wasn't their best rule set ever. It was their Epic Armageddon.
I never played.
It was a great rule set. It really was.
That was my brother's game. That was his back in like 90, 91, whatever.
I don't have the same love for BFG as everyone else. I enjoyed it, but I didn't think it was a great game. It was a solid game. But it was one of the few space fleet battle games, so I mean that's what you had.
So Gencon's coming up. Let me just segue to that.
Oh yeah, shit. I forgot about that. Go for it.
Yeah, that's coming up. So next Wednesday, I think we're leaving for Gen Con. Not this coming Wednesday, but a week from Wednesday. And so we're getting prepared for that. Jim's going to be doing airbrush demos in the Badger airbrush booth all weekend. So he's prepping models so that he has something to actually demonstrate with.
Oh yeah.
So that's what he's going to be doing. I'm going to be just wandering around, and so I was looking at the, at some of the different dealers that are going to be in the exhibitors hall, different game companies and stuff. And one thing caught my eye. Well, a bunch of things caught my eye. But one in particular was Gretchen's.
Gretchen's?
As in, you remember the Gretchens in 40K?
So Grotz, yeah.
Yeah. So there's like a racing game. They have the license from Games Workshop to make this game, and it's with your team, your crew of Gretchens. And so I want to go by that booth. Devier Games, it's called, and I want to go by that booth. They're going to be running demos, of course, and I want to check that out. I'm curious. The racing game would be fun, and of course it's and the artwork that they had that caught my eye was like old school, Gretchen illustrations, like from the late 80s, early 90s, whatever.
The old silly ones when orcs weren't totally serious.
Exactly. And that seems like the flavor of this game, too. So I'm going to check that out. And then there's a Samurai Jack Back to the Past, which is from USAopoly.
Okay.
And it sounds like it might be a card game. I was trying to find more information about it. But you all play friends of Samurai Jack and you're trying to gain honor. And I was hoping to God that it wasn't like Honor of the Samurai, like the mechanics of that game.
You hope it wasn't just a reskin of that game.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm gonna stop by their booth and check that out. And then I saw that Scotty's Brewhouse is the Cthulhu Brewer. They're gonna be all themed Cthulhu this year. So you can go in and play Call of Cthulhu and snack on your themed food and your beer and stuff. So that promises to be fun. They're going to have to check that out. And then I saw that Stonemaier Games is there, and they're the people who made Charterstone, which is the game that I mentioned last month. I think it was last month that I had played with some friends. It's mostly cooperative, but you are competing against each other for your charters. But it's a campaign. That was the one that was the legacy game, where you play like 12 games. Excuse me, and culminating in the end thing. But so then I saw in the whole list of all the exhibitors in the exhibitors hall, and I'm like, okay, Off-World Designs, I had to see where they are because I need to go visit them because I used to work for them and I have a lot of friends there. So got to go visit them. And they do all the Gen Con merchandise. So, I got to get my Gen Con swag there. And then I saw that my friend Butch Honig, who does bronze sculpting, like door knockers and animals and clockwork sculptures and stuff, is going to have a booth there. So I'm going to go by and say hi to them. Games Plus, which is the friendly local game store that's an hour away from our house, is going to be there.
They do foam, don't they?
I don't know.
Because Miniature Market carries a bunch of foam under the name Games Plus, and that's some of the stuff I actually buy. I wonder if they're related. I imagine they'd have to be in this age.
They don't make stuff, though. They're just a game store.
Interesting.
So I don't know what the... But
crazy?
Games Plus, yeah, Rich and Tristan, if Tristan's there. So I got to go say hi to them. And Armored Wolf, which does leather costuming stuff. They're going to be there. These are ones that have, they have nothing to do with gaming. Armored Wolf and Honig Sculpture, Nigel Sade Fine Arts, Paw Star. Paw Star is the guys who do the like ears and tails and furry kind of stuff. And then like leather harnesses and stuff because, furry kink.
Yes.
Well, it's not all furry kink. It's actually fur.
Yeah, but in their case, that's where you can go to get it. If you're into that kind of thing, and it doesn't have to be furry. You can just, bondage up without fur. So then I'm like, seeing for sure that has to do with games. Broken Egg Games, of course. They're going to be there. Our sponsor, Broken Egg Games.
Shocking.
And The Witchborn, which is my friend Corey's game. He's been developing this game for years now, and this is his third year, I think, at Gen Con, and he'll be demoing The Witchborn like all weekend. And that's a fun game that you can use any model for it, and the bad guys are controlled by an app, and there's and the map itself has numbers for different areas of the map.
Interesting.
And it was fun. So if you're going to Gen Con, go to the Witchborn booth or Google the Witchborn, and you'll probably find it. And then, of course, Panda Cult Games, Wander. I need to see my Wander crew. And Osprey Games, because, Frostgrave and all their other...
And all the books ever.
Yeah, all their other amazing, the historical stuff that they do and everything. So I always like to go see Osprey Games and what's new with them. And Onyx Path Publishing, that does drive-through RPG.
Mm-hmm.
They do the Pugmire game and a bunch of other horror RPGs, the vampire kind of stuff. And Modifius Entertainment, which does Fallout Wasteland Warfare.
And also the Infinity role-playing game, plus other things.
Corvus Belli does Infinity.
No, the role-playing game is Modifius.
Oh, a role-playing game? I did not know that.
Yes.
I did.
Still waiting on my Kickstarter for that, but it's because I've got like a bunch of stuff into that.
Wow,
You probably have some crazy stuff because they've
totally missed
basic
that.
stuff's done. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the. I think I'm part of the GM screen, and that's the one thing that they're waiting to finish.
Gotcha. That's probably what it is then.
And then Happy Games Factory, which is a French company, and they do this game called Eden, and all the models are complex, but they're metal. So I'm always like, what a pain in the ass that is. But they're really cool.
Well, welcome to Infinity Population Metal.
They're really cool models. Well, this is Happy Games Factory.
Too much metal for one hand.
And then Impact Miniatures, which of course does the,
Alternate Blood Bowl stuff?
alternate Blood Bowl stuff and dice and, various PB models. And then I saw Ironwind Metals, which I haven't seen for a long time.
Didn't they used to do Battletech models?
Years ago, I got some models from Ironwind Metals, and I didn't even know they were still around. And they're going to be all the way in the back of the exhibitors hall near the entrepreneurs alley.
In the rear with the gear. Looks like they do still do Battletech models.
So I am totally going to see Ironwind Metals and see what they've got. And then, of course, you've got all of your of course, it's there, like Privateer Press and Fantasy Flight Games and Cool Mini or Not. I mean, come on. I mean, CMON. Whatever. CMON.
No comment.
And Steamforged and Paizo and Mantic and IDW Games, which I need to stop by so I can see my friend Ross, who apparently is everyone's friend. Games Workshop will be there. Yes.
Everyone's friend.
Everybody runs with Ross.
I actually know two Rosses in the gaming industry, so I have to ask.
Yeah, so, I mean, I don't lie, really. Him and my friend Raymond, they're like everybody's friend. Everybody knows them. We have, like, all of our friends are mutual. Anyways, to Gale Force 9, Dust USA, Corvus Belli, Cryptozoic, Days of Wonder, Chaosium, I have to see because Cthulhu,
of course.
Which
and Atlas Games.
we've been seeing a lot in our chat about Dust. I know quite a few of the Dust people, and they were wanting to say they can come. I asked them if they would come on our podcast and talk about this thing, and of course they said yes. Would our viewers be interested in having a Dust gathering?
Cool, yeah. My friend Ethan loves that. He's been, what was he just? He was just at a convention. He was at Origins doing demos, I think, of Dust.
Well, I feel like that'd be a good episode for me to take off unless you want to give him some really hard questions. Because I love Dust. I was following it back when it was just a graphic novel with aspirations of being a game. And they have had a very troubled history.
Yeah, they've been...
I remember like a million years ago. Well, it wasn't a million years ago. It was like, I want to see maybe 6 years ago or something like that. They were at... It was the first time Fantasy Flight Games was at Adepticon, and they were promoting Dust for the first time, and they had stacks of this stuff. And my only critique was your D looks like an O, so it looks like oust. That is all. That's all I'm saying, and that's all I know about it.
Well, Maximum DT, I'm glad to hear that they have turned everything around, but you realize that they had a really poorly run Kickstarter. They're going to have a lot of negative to get through, and I hope they do, because it's a cool thing. I love Weird World War II. I actually have a game called, was it WW2AE, that from Dark Sun Designs, who's not really around anymore, but I chatted a lot with the designer. That was cool. I like Weird World War II.
So, Warlord Games has Conflict 47 as a weird World War II. That's like an Aliens World War II.
Indeed.
I can definitely get them on. We'll just have to figure out if everybody wants to hear from them.
Who? Dust?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I've got a couple of contacts with Warlord Games, too. And they said
that's cool.
Oh my God, so do I.
And they said that they would be willing to come on the podcast, too.
Do you want me to get Warlord Games on the podcast next week if they can?
Ooh, that would be awesome. John is not going to be here next week, guys. He decided he wants to go to a party. And so
I'm going to party!
Oh my God, John has a life.
Yes.
No.
Little one.
A little one.
So John won't be
God,
here.
I wish
we
he
have a special
listened
guest.
So that was a joke because my friend whose party I'm going to is like 5 foot tall, and I always make the short jokes. That was short joke.
Okay.
He hasn't listened, so it doesn't matter. Oh, shots fired, Banyan. You don't want to go down this road. Anyways, let's continue. What I like most about Gen Con is it means that all my buddies who go there are going to buy lots of cool, interesting games. They're going to come back and get to play lots of cool, interesting games. Because they always come back with cool stuff. That's where Not Brushhead Dave got Eshkatan, that sort of card deck building board game that was really cool that we played a couple times.
Well,
so
also the thing is we have Kathy there, so Kathy can be our ninja. We can just send her money and she can buy our stuff.
I'm actually really happy that.
Good luck with that, my pal.
I'm glad that so many companies actually put that stuff online also.
Yeah, not many people do nowadays.
I don't want to bother, Not Brushhead Dave or Cree or any of my other friends with having to stand in an extra line for me. So I prefer that just to buy it online if it's there. But
yeah,
and I buy stuff all the time from them. I still have like Warsenal Studio B from Warsenal back when they made that 2 Gen Cons ago. Haven't put it together yet.
Yes, Crimson, you can always just send me money.
Well, I mean, yeah. Like any of us are going to say no to money.
Send me money, please. That is all.
I know that there's always usually some big secret stuff that gets sold at Gen Con. And it's always a big deal because they're like, oh, I wish I could get that. And then, of course, you can never get it because either A, someone, some people have already bought it all up, or B, you have, like one year, I know that, what was it? First time Mysterium, the board game, came out. People were dying to get it. I was third in line to get it on the first day. And this was back when they let teachers get in the hour early before everybody else. And Mysterium was sold out before we even got into the vendor hall because all the other vendors bought it all up from them. And I was pissed at that.
Yeah, that
really pissed me off.
I hate to be negative on something like Gen Con, but that is my one big thing is that it's becoming such the old guys club because they've got the VIG pass that you can only buy if you bought it the year before. But, neither here nor there. It is something they could do better, and I wish they would do better, but
I just assume I'm never going to get any of the stuff and don't even try. It's stupid that they've got these exclusive things where you're doing the Black Friday rush to the gates, stampeding everybody down. I'm like, why?
I don't anymore. GW used to do that at Games Days. They learned real quickly that was a bad idea. And I learned when they're like, we've got a handful of or Codex Armageddon back when that was the thing. Yes, I'm old. Deal with it. and like everyone starts running forward, and there's a small kid running forward. I'm like, this kid's gonna get trampled, so I just slowed down and stayed behind him, so everyone went around me, because ain't no codex in the world will trample a small kid over. But they don't do that anymore at these places, which is good, because that is crazy. But and most companies are really good. I don't want to seem negative. Most companies are really good at making sure that their limited stuff, it might be, it'll be out in like a couple of months. You can get it right now, though.
Yeah.
Which is cool. If there's anyone ever, and no one ever does anything like super specific. It's like, oh, here's an alt model of this. Like Infinity, here's the alternate model of the Unknown Ranger. Yes, it's really cool, but you can buy a standard Unknown Ranger normally. So it's not like you're losing game effect. Because that's the thing of the past, because all the gamers have learned, which, good on them, because that was too close to pay to win, and pay to win is the horrible. What about Codex Trampled Children? Still not worth trampling children for Codex Trampled Children. So you know what? Speaking of big cons, you know what was this weekend, Gonzo?
What was this weekend?
San Diego Comic-Con.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that one.
I might be bringing it up because it's time for the media section.
Hooray.
Who's it sponsored by, Kathy?
Second.
Tectonic Craft Studios.
Oh, high five. Oh, and they had a couple trailers. We didn't catch them all. Some of them I just found out about recently, which was Orville Season 2. I haven't seen Season 1 yet. Discovery Season 2. I haven't seen Season 1 yet. And honestly, CBS can go die in a fire for making a Star Trek series exclusive. Fuck them.
Yeah, that is why I haven't seen it. And I won't. And I have friends who pirate it, and I won't watch theirs. I'm like, no.
Oh, okay. We are on the media section, but before we go and do anything else,
giveaway.
Actually,
you gonna change your paint cam?
I will. I'm actually going to work on it on Tuesday.
Man, that's a great back screen. Who did that?
Yeah, that's an awesome back
screen.
It is.
Also, to talk about it, I will be painting this on Tuesday. Working on it some more on Tuesday, and also I am probably going to do a stream Saturday morning to see how everybody gets the early morning one.
Saturday morning, like cartoons?
Like cartoons.
Oh my god, Saturday morning cartoons with Gonzo? I'm in.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Oh my god, right?
All right, let's go ahead and do last chance, guys.
Can you show Mighty Orbots? I love Mighty Orbots.
No.
No, it's terrible. I've seen a couple scenes. It's fucking terrible.
Giveaway is closing right now, guys. You have about 10 more seconds.
10 more seconds.
9.
5 more seconds. All right,
8.
let's count from you.
Wait,
7,
what kind?
6, 5, 4.
So, Kathy, we're having a giveaway.
3, 2.
It's almost done.
I'm not getting
1.
given anything.
We're giving you love.
Done.
What?
All right, we're going to pick a winner. Drum roll, John. That's a horrible drum roll.
That's because my microphone's up here and my fucking thing's down there.
Kathy, give us a drum roll. Here we go, guys. The winner is Crimson 1919. Way to go, buddy.
Yay!
Crimson, I need you to get a hold of me. We need to talk about shipping because this is going to be a metal and resin piece, and I know where you live. Get with me.
That wasn't creepy at all.
Because of I'm worried about it getting through customs. Crimson, make sure you send me your address again, and get with me because of shipping may be an issue on this part.
Is Crimson a Canadian?
I'm not going to say anything.
Oh, secret.
Secret.
Keep it secret.
Canada Post is the ass.
Convert into
Though,
extreme.
I'll be honest, when you're looking for addresses in Canada, their website is the bomb diggity for finding addresses.
Yeah. Crimson, just get a hold of me so I can talk to you about shipping.
There.
Other than that, congratulations, Crimson. Guys, we're going to be resetting the follower goal after this month. We will start up a little bit higher.
Yeah. It was rigged. It's random. Random, Gago.
Extra Life is done. We have already... Extra Life has been finished.
Did you see Crimson's post there?
Yeah, I did see it. Crimson, I really want to kind of ship it to you. Just get with me and let's figure out what's going on.
He said the first person to donate $20 to your Child's Play thing and lives somewhere easier to ship to can be the actual winner.
If you want to give that up, Crimson, I don't have a problem with that. If you want to do that,
That is awesome.
hold on a second.
Put it out on Facebook too. Post up on Facebook next. Donate
No,
this.
we'll do it for these guys here because these
Okay.
guys here are the ones that did it. Give me a second. I will.
Yeah, Banyan, you just missed it. That Kador model you're gonna do so much with.
John, type !extra life.
Is it one word extra life or space?
Yep, one word. One word.
Boom.
There you go. There's the link, guys.
All right. So while that's sorting itself out, do we want to hit the Comic-Con trailers first? The ones we watched?
I did see the Doctor Who blurb about what's coming up, what's new with Doctor Who besides just being, the new, what is it now? 14th Doctor?
14th, yes.
14th
Yeah.
Doctor, yep.
And her, of course, being female, which was uproarious and
Oh my god!
horrifying
That's
to
loud.
some people. I thought it was kind of cool. About
Yeah,
as cool as if they had a redhead finally.
Still not ginger.
Somebody else suggested maybe the Master should be a ginger the next time they're around.
That'd be so funny. You're absolutely correct. That'd be awesome.
But yeah, there's a lot of new things besides the Doctor being female, and they're like, we're not doing any of the old school monsters. We're coming up all with new monsters. Of course, it's a new director. Stephen Moffat is gone, which just makes me so happy because I just hated his convoluted, idiotic story arcs.
Yikes.
I mean, I like the actors, they were just doing their job, but this guy, he just went stupid nuts with these. How convoluted can you make it and still somehow wrap it up at the end? But you know what? There were still parts that didn't make sense, even when it was wrapped up at the end, supposedly. And yeah, I liked Peter Capaldi too, Maximum DT.
I haven't seen any Capaldi yet, except for a couple clips. I'm a little bit behind.
Yeah, I am, but I haven't seen the last season at all.
Yeah,
But I've
I
been
mean,
a fan of Doctor Who since I was like 9.
it's cool that they're going to use different monsters, but they need to put some of the classics in here or there. When they shouldn't not put the classics in just because they should make it all fit.
I liked how they said they harkened back to the third Doctor, back when it went from black and white to color, and for the first 2 years of the third Doctor, they didn't have any of the the ones that were considered classic back then. And the monsters they introduced during his first 2 years became classics.
We have just received our $20 donation. If that
Hooray!
individual will just send me their address in either Facebook, Twitch, or whatever, I will get that to you ASAP. I don't know if that person wants to be named, so I'm not going to name them. But
Fair.
we did get another $20 donation. That's very generous of you guys. Thank you a lot.
Check you the best quote. You are superior at only one thing. You are better at dying. Oh, that's a great one.
So I'm not going to call out that person, but
Yeah,
go ahead
fair.
and send it. Other than that, we got quite a bit to go through. So what's our next?
Let's talk about the Comic-Con versus the Titans trailer. This should be quick and brutal. It was fucking terrible.
Tire iron to the knee, lots of blood. That's my takeaway. I'm like, why? Why is this so dark? I mean, I know there's the grim dark and everything, but I'm sorry, that's just a little too quote unquote gritty.
Yep, and it doesn't fit them at all, especially when Dove is in there. She's fairly pacifistic. She's supposed to be Hawk and Dove are supposed to be, the brutal guy and the nicer one, and she's like ripping people up and they're bleeding. And I'm like, this is like when Rob Liefeld did Titans, and it was shit. It's totally shit. They totally missed the mark. I'm sorry to everyone who liked it. I hope you get a series you will like. I will not watch this shit if someone paid me. Gonzo, what do you think?
I seriously thought it was a fan film. I honestly thought it was a shitty fanfic that someone had did. Honestly, I was like, "This looks bad. It looks poorly filmed, poorly
Bad blood
written."
spatter. If you can't do good blood effects, don't do blood.
It was bad.
That was the worst thing about the Expendables. First Expendables. They did all this blood spray that was CGI and fucking horrible, and it made it worse.
It was bad. I'm not going to do it because, one, I guess it's only going to be shown on their DC channel. Streamed on their DC channel.
Sorry, I
so
almost spit my my drink out.
I'm not even worried about it.
They're making a DC channel?
Yeah.
Because they've had enough successes to make a DC channel. Sorry, shots fired. I'll more on that later, though. I have something related. Next, Godzilla?
Oh, I thought you were going to stick with DC, but okay. Godzilla.
No, later.
Let's see. Godzilla. You know what? I'm super hyped because it looks really cool. My only problem with the Godzilla trailer is that, Earth is dying, so we have to release these Titans so Earth can be reborn. Really?
So,
I don't get that part.
Makes about as much sense as any of the other big kaiju movies.
Well, at least if those are like, Godzilla's here. We got to release theirs so we can kill each other. And let them fight it off. Then we got to stop them. No, they're releasing them on purpose to save Earth. I'm like, what? It looked cool, though.
It did look cool. I'm intrigued. While a mediocre plot doesn't hurt a Godzilla movie at all, a bad plot can really hurt it, and I'm a little worried.
Yeah.
I just liked their hints at Mothra and Rodan and...
yeah.
Interested in that.
I would watch it just to see them crushing buildings.
Correct. Not going to worry about that.
So, which one you want to do next, Gonzo?
Which one we have next? I don't care.
I
have a ton of movies still to go through.
Let's go Shazam.
Oh, man. At first, I was like, no. And then I remember that Shazam is supposed to be like this.
I feel like
I laughed.
They're probably going to hit the mark. I will probably watch it in the cheap theater. I don't think this is a full price because I don't think it's aimed at me, which is fine.
Yeah.
It's aimed adjacent to me. Like, we want a little younger than you, John. We want and I might watch it. I might enjoy it, but I don't think it's aimed at me.
That's definitely young adult.
I mean, but they did young adult. They did Spider-Man, and they just hit the mark so well with him, I think.
But Shazam is supposed to be. It's supposed to be about a kid that doesn't know how to use his superpowers because he is a teenage kid.
Oh, yeah.
So it's the greatest American hero.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, kinda.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I think, like I said, I think they're hitting the mark. I just don't think it's aimed directly at me.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing. It did kind of look weird, but we'll see how it goes through. Then Aquaman.
I agree, Scotty, that Shazam looked a little dopey, a little cheesy, but
it's supposed to be though. That's the thing.
Yeah, it could be fun.
Yeah.
I like that they theoretically have Rock for Black Adam when he shows up, and Black Manta look great, or Black Manta's the other one. Sorry, The Rock for Black Adam, but man, The Rock probably would have made a great Shazam.
Yeah.
I think he could have pulled it off. He could do that. I am a kid in a body because he just did that in Jumanji, which is probably why you don't want to do that. Never mind.
Probably.
Yeah.
You just did that.
I don't know. I just got a sense of it being like big only for superheroes.
Yeah. So we'll see. And then Aquaman.
I liked it.
Looks okay.
Looks okay,
fine.
but we know DC's tradition, so hopefully they break it.
Also, I'm glad they put it out. Hold on. Max, we saw Rampage. It was amusing. But anyways, I'll probably see it in cheap theater. I don't think I'll full price it. I'm also worried because I know that they're going to do Flashpoint and they're going to rewrite the whole thing. So what the fuck do I care? It's going to have to stand on its own feet.
$15 donation, by the way.
Excellent. Thank you, guys.
Thanks a lot, man. That is amazing.
That's awesome. But yeah, so Aquaman seems okay. Well, we'll have to see.
I'll only be waiting for them to come out on Netflix anyways, so...
Well, I mean, I see it cheap theater. Cheap theater's pretty
We don't have
inexpensive
around here, sadly.
Yeah, and it's all too far for you to travel.
I hope it's good. Really, I do. But
Yeah.
like I says, DC's, hadn't a good.
I didn't watch it and say, from this trailer, Jason Momoa is looking to lead a movie. From I'm like, seems fine.
Yeah, yeah. Like I said, not too worried about it.
Not
Which is
like
positive.
Titan, which was like,
Yeah. So on to movies. I have 3 things to talk about. Gonzo, you have like 75.
74.
Oh, wait. Hold on. We need to talk about the Uncharted fan film.
Okay.
Talk about the exact opposite of Titans, something that just hit the bullseye.
One.
We don't have the money, so we have to do some cheesy effects, but bullseye.
Perfect. I mean, okay, I'm a huge Uncharted fan. And it's the first time I saw Uncharted, I'm like, they need to make a movie with Nathan Fillion with this because he's the perfect actor for it.
Yep.
And they got him to do it, and I was like, holy shit. Yeah, it was kind of, low production values, but they
Not
hit
too low,
the
but
movie.
lower.
Yeah, lower. But they hit the game spot on.
Yes. It feels like you're in an action game. It feels kind of Indiana Jones-ish. It's cool.
It was great. I don't care what anybody says. I had a blast
Hopefully
watching
they
it.
do the Deadpool thing like, this was popular, we should do this.
Yes.
Do this. Studios, do this.
Yes.
We want something like Indiana Jones. We want the fun and adventure back.
Yes.
It doesn't all have to be superheroes. I love superheroes like the Next Man.
thank God.
Oh,
I
the
mentioned
next
that in somebody else's thread. I'm like, can we do something that's geeky, that appeals to me that's not superheroes?
Yeah,
Like, it's not like I don't like them, but I would like something else.
3 Marvel movies a year is plenty for me. And a DC Unit movie that I'm going to be like, ha ha ha! No. But anyways, so on to the rest of the movies. I'll get my DC tangent out of the way. I actually started rewatching Arrow.
Okay.
Figure I can watch it while I'm eating dinner and all. I kind of want to catch up with Arrow and Flash and Supergirl. So I'm going to be in Legends of Tomorrow. So I'm going to have a lot of stuff to watch. Because it's going to be a ton. But I enjoyed the first time through, and I'm enjoying it the second time through. It's not 2CW yet. It's still intriguing. I mean, I know how everything ends, so I'm sort of just catching up. I can fast forward through the silly parts if I need to, but I like it, and I realize how much better it is when they have Diggle and Felicity in there. So I am very excited to keep watching this, and I am definitely enjoying it. I'm not going to give it sure. 1.5 space herpes, because this is a little CW at time, a little extra drama, but it hasn't gotten too crazy yet. And I love the flashback thing. Stephen Amell, I love Stephen Amell as a human being, because he's super cool. And I like how he goes from being the Arrow to the flashbacks on the island. It's a great hook for a TV show, and definitely liking it. Kathy, you want to talk about one of your movies?
I saw Casablanca, which which I hadn't seen in probably 25 years, and of course this show was made in I think 1942. So, I forgot just how many
No spoilers.
amazing the Americans win, right? The Allies win. Ah, damn it! I know I spoiled it for you. But, anyways, how many one-liners came out of that?
Oh yeah.
And how many misquoted one-liners?
Yes.
Oh yeah. Yep.
It's a good movie. I actually own it. Very enjoyable. How many space herpes you give it?
Oh, 0. Oh my God! I know what's gonna happen, and I was still like tearing up, as if I were watching It's a Wonderful Life, which I cry at the end of every time I see it. Casablanca.
Yeah, Casablanca, Congo. Okay, keep up, keep up.
Keep up, Eddie. Keep up.
I know you're distracted by barbecue across the street, but keep up.
That'll. How many?
How many space herpes you got?
I'm
I
not.
have to ask him since 1990. I have to ask. We know it's 0, but I have to ask just in case.
Like 1,000, yeah. It is all space herpes.
It's all the space.
All right, Gonzo, hit us with your first one.
Actually, I'm gonna do a quick one. I'm gonna
Okay.
do quick ones that I hated and tell you not to watch because they were not worth the space herpes to begin with, type thing. Just to get through a bunch of them.
Okay.
The Outsider by Jared Leto. I don't remember if I talked about that one or not. I'm kind of going through my list. It's a Netflix show. It was on Netflix. It's about him joining Yakuza. It
Okay.
just get no, don't.
Okay.
It's
No,
boring.
no.
It's slow.
Him fighting the Yakuza. That never
Yeah.
mind.
Really bad. How It Ends was a new show that came on there. Banyan, screw that.
Yeah, he was telling me about that.
Screw it. It's boring. They don't tell you what happens. They don't give you any background.
They don't even tell you the way it ends.
No.
They don't even tell you the way it ends.
Yeah.
That's
Um,
advertising right there.
boring. Skip it. Forget it. I could have saved you that time. And then Super Troopers 2.
Oh,
Skip
that's
it.
sad.
It's boring.
I
It's really,
didn't
really
watch
bad.
the first one because I dislike modern comedies for the most part, but when I finally saw it, I'm like, this was done well.
Super Trooper 2 is bad. Skip it, guys.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yeah, it was bad. Boring. But let me give you one that I did watch that I loved. And
Sure.
I made Erica cry this weekend by watching it.
Oh.
Because it's a sad story, but it's a good story. And we talked about why you have to watch sad movies and stuff. I watched I Kill Giants. It didn't get good reviews at the theater. But the thing is, it's based on a graphic novel, which the graphic novels is really good. It kind of has a twist. The thing is, it's based about a girl that's going through some major mental issues in her life. And you find out all that stuff, but you don't want to. I'm not going to ruin it for everybody. Just go watch it. The book, of course, the graphic novel is much better. But the book, the movie was really good. It's about an awkward teenager that believes that she can kill giants and going through typical teenage stuff. And anybody that has teenage kids, anybody that works with kids, perfect movie to watch. Highly recommend it. I would probably give it maybe 1.5, maybe 2 space herpes, just because it's kind of, slow.
It's not quite there.
Yeah, it's just because it's coming from a graphic novel, and you can add so much to a graphic novel compared to this. But I recommend going and watch it at least once. Rent it. Give those guys some money. They deserve it.
Gotcha. My next one is the one I said fuck to way too many times in watching, and that is Hitman. Yeah, the original one, Timothy Oliphant. Man, this movie would have been better if it wasn't starring Timothy Oliphant. Wasn't
It had never
based off
been
a video
seen at all?
game. No, there is a core of a good story in here. This movie just didn't tell that story. I mean, his dialogue is terrible, and his delivery is almost as bad. There's one point where other assassins come after him, and I have no problem with them selling him out to do their thing. That's fine. Sometimes you can sell somebody out. You don't do it to your fucking best man. There's a point where you got to cut your fucking losses, but when they're standing there and they get guns at each other, and he's like, should we die with a little dignity? And I'm like, what? And then he pulls out fucking wakizashi from under his coat, and I'm like, where the shit did that come from? They weren't there at all. You guys totally shoot people, and now you fucking got swords? What the hell? Short thing is, I bought it for $2.50. It might be worth $2.50. It's not very good, and man, just don't. It's like 3. It's a subpar action movie. There's plenty of better ones.
Master
I always state that The Last Stand with Arnold Schwarzenegger, where he plays a sheriff in a small town, that is my epitome of an average action movie. This is worse than that. So, 3. Fucking, just don't. It's not worth it. It doesn't have enough good things. Not even, no. Just don't.
John, you will enjoy Master Poopy's rant on
Holy
Fast and
shit.
Furious. That's funny. Good job. Kathy, do you have another one?
So, I watched War of the Gargantuas the other day. It was on TV, and I had seen it when I was like 8 years old. And when you're 8 and there's giant monsters bashing cities around, you love it, right? Don't tell me you didn't love it like Godzilla. And
Oh,
these
I
were
love
this giant hairy monster, and the other one had scales, and they They were horrifying when I was 8 years old, but now, not so much. It was hideous.
I'm sorry, I'm still laughing at the whole thread.
Listen,
Yeah,
I've never even heard of that though, Kathy. Is it like big rubber monsters or?
It's Japanese. It's
Okay.
it was Japan and American co-production. It was made in like 1966.
Oh, so yeah, really bad rubber monsters then.
Yeah.
I mean, really awesome rubber monsters.
Awesome rubber monsters.
No. Well, when you're 8, maybe they're really awesome. In the same way that Land of the Lost was really awesome. But when you're an adult and you look at it, you're like, wow, they used a lot of aquarium plants and screens.
Land of the Lost is awesome because nostalgia tells me so and I refuse to rewatch it.
Jim got me DVDs of the first season of that, and I was watching it, and I'm like, oh my god, Marshall, Will, and Holly, what the hell?
I have 5 seasons. I have 5 DVDs worth of Speed Racer cartoons. They don't hold up so well either.
No.
But I still watch them.
I still want to see Sigmund the Sea Monster because I loved that when I was a kid.
Oh, or the Dungeons and Dragons cartoon. Yeah. I have a DVD of that. Man, nostalgia's a motherfucker.
Anyways.
How many space herpes does Battle of Pathetic Rubber Monsters get?
They actually get all of the space herpes that Casablanca did not.
Fair enough. Oh.
Talk about a compare and contrast.
Let's see. I only saw the Beauty and the Beast live action.
Okay.
Which it wasn't bad, but the problem is I was watching it and I was like, the cartoon's so much better. The cartoon's just so much better. But I grew up on that too, so I mean that was different. I liked it. So maybe 2.5 space herpes. But
don't tell the old Remy that. She loved that movie.
Oh, I know. Erica, that's like her favorite movie of all time, and she was just like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yeah, it was good, but it's not my favorite, Disney live action remake."
It seems like a live action remake that was actually at least worth making.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. Let's see. Since we got a few more minutes, I watched Blockers
as well.
You got one more?
Yeah, I got one more. Go ahead, Blockers.
I did Blockers, which is actually Cock Blockers. It's a comedy about parents trying to stop their teenage kids from having sex. It actually was pretty good. It had some really good, funny lines. Like, okay, I'm going to ruin one of the lines because the girls were talking about penises, and it was really good to see this from the girls' point of view of wanting to get laid at prom, which I thought was really cool. But she's like, have you ever seen a penis or touched a penis? She's like, no. And he was like, but they were like, I'm just going to lose my virginity. You don't play with it. Penises are like toilet plungers. They're just useful for one thing, and she makes a jerking motion. And I was like, holy crap, that was pretty good.
That's a pretty good line.
There were some really good lines in it.
Actually, 2 things. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I will bow to your superior knowledge.
Yeah. It had some really good lines. You can tell that they were trying a little too hard with the adults in it, and some of the lines and some of the funny stuff. But some of it was damn funny. I was pleasantly surprised. Okay, so that was okay for me.
Hey, Vengeance.
Hey, Vengeance! You just missed the giveaway too, buddy. You could have used all 6,000 of your points.
And everything else. There's like 3 minutes left in the show.
Yeah.
You guys talk faster.
But
John,
you are
yours.
Here just in time to hear me talk about the other movie I watched this week, The Good Movie. After watching a bad movie, I've decided I want to try and follow up every bad movie with a good movie, so I'm not just punishing myself for existence.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to try and get through my DVDs I've bought but haven't watched that copy of. So there'll be a lot of movies I've seen but haven't seen that copy of. So I watched Lucky Number 11.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which I love.
Yeah.
It's witty. It is a bit dark at points, but if you get through that, it's a standard vengeance tale, but told really well. Bruce Willis is passable in it, but really it's the rest of the crew you want to look at. It's Lucy Liu's best role, I think, as far as interesting wise. Her and Josh Hartnett have actual screen chemistry
Yep.
and what I would call a believable little romance. And then Morgan Freeman's awesome because he's Morgan Freeman. Ben Kingsley is a legend and he's solid in it. And overall, it's just an enjoyable little movie. Stanley Tucci's in it. He's pretty solid what he's got. I enjoy the hell of this movie. It is one of my favorites, which is why I had bought it from the local secondhand store on DVD for like $5 and worth every penny twice. I give it zero space herpes. I just love the hell out of the movie. I know it's not for everyone because it is a bit dark at points. It starts off kind of dark and ends a little dark, but it's a good story to watch, and I enjoy the crap out of it.
Oh.
Kathy, you want to talk about the Maltese Falcon real quick?
It was good. It was Humphrey Bogart. There was a statuette. Everybody was after it. And then I saw Hotel Transylvania, which I just remembered I saw.
Oh, how was that?
And I loved it. I mean, it's a cartoon.
Yeah,
and
I heard nothing but good about it, which sort of
oh,
surprised
it
me,
was so funny. I was rolling. Maltese Falcon I didn't like as much as Casablanca. Still, I mean, a classic, an amazing movie, but
yeah.
Not as good as Maltese or Casablanca, but also I think not as good as The African Queen, which is another favorite of my for Humphrey Bogart.
Fair enough.
But then I was like, oh, I forgot Hotel Transylvania. It was so much fun, and I guess number 3 is out in the theaters, and I didn't even know there was a number 2.
I'd heard, but I haven't heard anything about it because I'm
gonna look him up on Netflix.
Long story short, I used to listen to a podcast that talked about movie reviews, but I stopped because I didn't have time anymore. So, not as good as Casablanca. Now that's a helpful review. Well, unfortunately, most movies I review are not as good as Casablanca, and especially not Hitman. Fuck. Still saying fuck about that movie. Gonzo, do you have one to take us home with?
I do, and it's my best one review of the week so far.
Good.
Rented it today because I've been wanting to wait and see it because I was going to go to the movie theater today, but I was like, no, let's just rent a bunch of movies. And so I watched A Quiet Place, which is, of course, a movie where these people, they're afraid to make any noise because their creatures are attracted by the noise and they'll kill you if they hear you. It was really weird watching it. The very beginning of it, you're kind of like, I wouldn't say you're bored, but you're like, I'm not used to a movie without any sound. Because the way they filmed it and the way everything was done really well. There's a decent amount of jump scares in it, so you just kind of get used to that because it's supposed to be. It's about these, creatures finding you if you make too much noise. Understandable. They do a lot of hand signing, and of course they, subtitle it all. It hits you right in the gut at the very first. You get gut punched right at the very beginning of the movie, and you get gut punched pretty much through a decent amount of it with what's going on. But I liked it because it didn't shy away from anything that was happening. Like, okay, these creatures are going to try to find us, so we have to be, super quiet. But there's a teenage daughter there. Teenage daughter things happen, and it deals with all that. And, I only had one major gripe about it, and I don't want...
You don't want to spoil it?
I don't want to spoil it, but there's one of them was like, it annoyed me. Because you would have thought they've gone this long with these creatures finding everybody that someone would have figured this out a long time ago. And I can't spoil it. But at the start of it, you're like really slow, and I don't want to say you're bored, like you're just like, you're not used to seeing a movie. Like it's like watching a silent movie at first, with very very little noise. But the noise builds up through the movie, and starts getting louder and bigger and different, and it kind of just goes with it. And you're just like, this was really cool. Cinematography, all that. You get to see the monsters; they're not just always hidden from you. So it was really neat. I highly recommend it. Only because I was annoyed by one thing, I'd give it 1 space herpes. Definitely worth a rent. So
Fair enough.
I did watch it in a quiet place in my house, which was kind of weird because more noise was outside. Now I have a huge home theater system, a huge TV that I watch all of my stuff in. I'm a huge movie fan, and so 7.1 surround sound, the whole 9 yard type thing, and it's a huge system. And when I watch a movie, it's my dogs even freak out because they hear stuff around the room, and I'm watching this movie at the very beginning. You don't hear anything. But
what was as good as Casablanca?
How
many Casablancas do you give it?
I give it 0 Casablancas because you can't compare it with Casablanca. Good one, Crimson. Congo.
Oh, God.
It was really good, though. I highly recommend it. Go rent it. Go watch it. Especially just to see how the movie was done. And
But
how
if
they
you haven't seen Casablanca, see that first.
Yes. How many Shawshankings? I'm going to shank you with. No. But it was really good. Anybody have anything else when you go through? Because we're a little bit over, but we're
No, that was all I saw this week. We caught up.
Guys,
I did watch the first 2 episodes of the new British version of Maigret, which is the French detective at the Quai d'Orsay in Paris, and they star Rowan Atkinson. So it was really weird for me to.
Are you serious?
For him to be so serious. I mean, it's one thing to be in a serious role in something, but he was really good. I liked it. I didn't like it as much as Bruno Kramer's version of Maigret en français, but with subtitles, obviously, because I don't speak French very well.
Rowan Atkinson is an underrated actor. I mean,
he's
amazing. Seen, Blackadder?
Good. Oh yeah, and
great, but everyone remembers him as one role.
Yeah. Well,
Blackadder,
Mr. Bean is amazing.
And I never watched Mr. Bean because I didn't really care for it, that kind of humor.
Right.
But it's difficult for me to separate all of that stuff from him in Maigret. But he does a really good job. And I encourage people to get onto their PBS station and watch Maigret. And it's in English instead of French, which the original.
I would actually say, based on everything we watched, I encourage people to get out there and watch something strange.
Yes.
We talked about a wide variety of stuff today, just
Absolutely.
all over the place. Just watch some strange stuff once in a while. Yeah, sure, maybe a shitty movie, but that gives you something to talk about.
What? Yeah, Google up War of the Gargantuas. I'm sure that you can find that on YouTube. And the great part of that is them falling into buildings and over bridges, which is always fun.
I don't have to, Kathy. I actually have a 10 set of Mothra or something, and a 3 set of Godzilla I just bought. So I got plenty of monster movies to watch.
Sweet.
Watch Battleship. I do have standards.
All right, guys, we went through our poll, and we're going to go ahead and stop it. We did have
more RPG stuff. That's what I saw.
Yeah.
Well, will we be posting it on Facebook and talking about it next week?
We can post it up. I just have to end it.
I ain't talking about shit next week.
No, John ain't talking about nothing.
But for you patrons, there will be another Minis and Movies, recording it hopefully tomorrow, where I'm going to rant about something, talk about something interrelated, and talk about Force 10 from Navarone, because I ain't never seen it.
Oh my god!
And it's on Amazon for free.
That was on TV the other day, too.
Yeah.
So if you voted for more RPGs, let us know what you mean by more RPGs. Do you want us doing more? Do you want us posting more reviews? What? Also, guys, don't forget to check out our Patreon. Also, hit the follow button up there if you've been watching us the whole time. You like what you do, because we do some streaming and painting and other stuff.
You said doo-doo.
I said doo-doo.
And if you want to subscribe or you're a subscriber, keep an eye on when your subscription lapse and then resubscribe, please. It helps us a lot.
We do have new emotes coming.
Feedback is always welcome on content.
You guys can send us feedback on Facebook, individually on Twitter, or even at More Than Dice on Twitter. Just hit us up. I mean, we'd love to hear what you guys want to hear us talk about.
Want to hear more of, what you want to hear less of.
Yep. Gonzo's got another movie emergency in the bag that he's going to put out eventually, where I talk about. It's a short one where I talk about something that made me angry in a movie, and it's kind of ranty. He'll let me know if it's good enough or not. He'll probably put it up anyways, because.
Other than that, guys, like I said, next week John will be out, and we will have a special guest. If not, we'll just have some good fun to it.
I'm gonna have a life.
Other than that, guys, we hope to see you next week. For More Than Dice, I'm Gonzo.
I'm Kathy.
And we're out.
Hooray!
Are we out, or are we just outroing?
We're outroing, as always.
No, just making sure.
Outroing. Blowing air.
It's almost.
What is up with that static?
I have no clue.
Blowing in. Oh, was it not? That was not you just blowing in the mic.
No, that was me blowing in the mic.
Yeah, there was some static.
Yeah, it sounds like we had some cross feed somewhere.
Yeah. No.
Alright, I'm empty.
You're empty? I just finished my beer.
I'm pretty sure I forgot to mention.
Vengeance just subscribed for 2 months in a row. Thank you, Vengeance.
Yay! Mine didn't pop up for some reason. I
wonder if it's a setting. I have to change. We're still learning all this Twitch stuff.
No
But
worries.
guys,
I was trying to do it so it showed up on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Oh well, fuck it.